Hey folks, we're happy to be back in the workshop. I know I haven't made a video in a while. I've been really busy with client work. But today I want to help you with something, and this is a friend of mine. He has a pattern, and he didn't get it from me, but his pattern is missing some pieces. So I want to show you how to do this. So here I have our Jordan pattern here, and the friend of mine, his pattern is missing a couple of items, and I'm going to show you quickly how you can, if your pattern is missing something, how you can go ahead and make it. So in this case, my friend he's missing the toe puff pattern, right? So he's got the vamp lining pattern, but his pattern that he got from somewhere else, I don't know where he got it from, is missing this piece. Okay, so what do you do? Well, the information that we need actually to make this piece is all right here, right? If you look, you can see the guidelines, and actually, let's go with straight toe cap piece here, right? Because this actually has all the information that we need also. So let me clear the guide windows out here. So these are the alignment windows, and usually they're out, but sometimes they're in the pattern. So it just takes a second to punch those out. Okay, so these aren't cutting lines. These are guidelines for marking your pieces, right? So just remember that. Okay, so here's what we've got. So I've got a piece of paper here. Now this component, right, that we're gonna make, it's symmetrical, right? So what we can do is we're gonna take a piece of pattern paper that's the right size, and we're gonna just rough cut it out here. I'm gonna cut it out here, and actually maybe it would help if I had a sharper blade. So we're gonna cut that out. Okay, all right. We're going to need a sharper blade before we cut this piece for real. Okay, so because this piece is symmetrical, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold this material right now. So that way we only have to trace it out once, right? So here we go. We have our toe cap piece here, and what we're trying to make here, and let me pull this over here, is the reinforcing here, right? And we don't want our reinforcing component to go below the feather edge of the last, right? So in the feather edge of the last, just so you know, is this hard line right here, right? So this piece actually wraps the toe cap, but it actually stops right here. We don't want it wrapping around. Okay, so this line right here, this is the lasting apron line, right? So this is the feather edge of the last. So it's real easy, right? We're just going to go ahead and we're going to follow that line. Okay, easy. And we'll mark, and we don't want it to go too far back, right? Okay, now the next line is to get to the vamp edge. Now we'll draw this in, but this actually is a little bit far. We don't actually want the piece to be that tall. We want to back off from that line a little bit, enough actually so you can get the stitches without touching it, right? So we're going to back off. You see I just pulled it back a little bit. All right, we pulled it back. So basically here's our piece, and we'll just connect that line, connect that line, and there it is. Now, okay, so it looks a little shaggy, and but we can smooth it out with a pair of scissors here. And let me look over here. Where's my, oh, they're right here. Okay, we'll get a pair of scissors here, and we're just going to quickly cut this out. We're going to follow that line. We'll come at it this way. There we go. That's it. You take your time and you do a little nicer. But basically that's how you're going to make that piece. Okay. So the next piece that you might find that's missing is your tongue foam, right? Same situation, right? You're just going to come in from that line. So you can take your tongue lining or your tongue face and you know, I would fold it in half because it's a symmetrical part, but trace it and then just come in. Just drag it back, right? And then there's your piece, just like that. Same thing with your heel counter, right? So in this pattern, you've got the counter cover, and then internally you have the heel counter reinforcing, right? So we have it here, but say you were missing it. So you would do the same operation. You'll take the counter cover, right? And this is symmetrical, so same thing. You'll have your paper folded. You'll trace it. And remember, this is also the same feather edge line right here, right? That's where that piece hits, right? So now you've got your piece here, and we'll just hit that bottom line, right? Okay. And now we're just going to come in from the stitch flange. There's your heel counter cover, your heel counter made from your counter cover. See, this is so super easy. Okay, now the other component that you might be missing, and we'll clear this stuff out of the way here quickly. That you might be missing is the base gauge, right? And what is this for? This is for your lasting board or your strobel or your footbed, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull this out of the way. And we've got our last jack here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. I just have a bolt going through the bottom of the table with a washer down there. Okay, so now we're there, and now we've got the last, right? And we need to find some tape. Here's our tape right here. Okay, so there's two ways to do this, right? You could take this, lay it down, and try to trace it, right? And you could get pretty close. Okay, that's not too bad, right? Just make sure you get it flat, and then once you have it traced, you can trim it out. Okay, that's one way. The other way is to go ahead and make your pattern using the tape method, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape this up, and make sure you get a lot of overlap. I should have started in the middle here. Let's start on the end here. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to put the extra tape there because I'm going to want it in a second. So make sure you get a lot of overlap, right? At least half, right? And just cover the bottom of this last with the tape. Okay, get it completely covered. And you want to overlap it so that it stays together when you go to peel it off. Okay. All right. So now we've got the tape on, and I'm sort of burnishing it down onto the feather edge. Let's make sure we have enough tape over there. Make sure we get that edge. We get that edge in there. Okay. Wrap it around, push it down. Okay. All right. Now you're gonna take a regular old pencil, and you're just gonna lay it on its side, and you're just gonna mark the feather edge of the last right on the tape, right? And with this lasting gauge, with this last jack, it makes this super easy. Of course, I just broke the pencil. Okay, all right, we'll use the fragment here. Sorry. And we'll just get around here with that. Okay, we've got it marked. Easy as that, right? Okay, now there's two from here. You could take your blade and you could cut it around the edge, or you can peel it off, right? So it's pretty easy if you, because now you see we overlapped all the tape nice and good, right? So it all comes off in one piece, and we're just gonna lay this back down onto our paper, and then either take your blade or take a pair of scissors and cut it out, and that's how you can make a lasting gauge. So again, if you've got a pattern and you've got some parts, and if you've got the last, then it's pretty easy to go ahead and fix those parts. So, hey folks, I appreciate you coming to the workshop with me. Remember, swing on over to the website, shoemakersacademy.com. And you can also visit us on Etsy at House User Made. We've got lots of shoe materials over there. We've got books, courses. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. This is how people can find us, and we can help you solve your problems and get you the materials you need. And yeah, hey, we really appreciate it. Thank you.